Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about what is on my table. I was looking at it this morning and I felt like it was a good insight into what's happening in my life right now, what I'm currently working on and spending time and energy on. I recently moved into this apartment. It is still very new to me. Today I'm just bundled up in a big sweater I bought at a thrift store and I love it so much. I wear it every time I need a comfortable weekend day where I just spend time with myself and make sure that I catch up on all my projects and all my responsibilities, which is kind of the theme of today. I have been feeling kind of sick lately. There's a lot of common cold going around at the moment. So the first thing I do in the morning is make sure I take some supplements, some vitamin C and B12 because I eat a plant-based diet and I need it. And then also some drops that help with the cold. So that's kind of a part of my everyday morning routine. I went to a flea market yesterday with one of my friends and we found some very cute and nice things. I found a pair of clown earrings. Generally, I just really love statement earrings and these definitely are statement earrings. I also got a very tiny little ceramic piece and also a ring that has some fluid inside of it, so it's kind of dynamic and you can play with it a little bit, and then the motif is a rose. And I've actually also at the flea market bought a small tiny little golden frog pin that I've just pinned on my sweater today. It has to be a more rough textile, otherwise it's gonna ruin the material. Now that I mention cute, small, fake animals, I also have a glass figure standing on my table that I bought at a thrift store. What I like about her is that she's a bit mysterious. You don't know what she is. So she keeps me company. She's standing on my table. I also have 10 tiny bags of beads that I bought at Bead House Copenhagen. They had a deal where you got 50% off if you bought 10 bags, and so I figured I would try that out. Since most of my beads are bought secondhand, I thought it would be fun to kind of hand pick more specifically the shapes and colors. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet, but I have bought, this is another item, a pair of stud earrings that have an attachment on the bottom, kind of like a little hoop. Basically, I can attach whatever beaded design I make onto the studs closer to the ear than if it's a hook. I bought this at a store called Brooklyn Charm, also in Copenhagen. While I was in Copenhagen, I also bought a new notebook. It's a very lovely moss green with a cloth exterior. And it's a really nice portable size. I have written only a few things in it, but I plan on writing at least every couple of days, just whatever's on my mind, whatever I feel like getting out there. In the same store, I also got a pen that I've been looking for a while. It is the Pilot G-Tech C4. The one that I got was in black in the size 0.4. And I must say, I'm honestly not that happy with it. It's not as tiny or as great as I thought it would be, but I also didn't get the 0.25 one, so maybe that's on me. You live and you learn. I do also have post-it notes on my table because I write a lot of to-do lists and grocery lists and thoughts and plans. It just helps me keep track of everything and kind of structure my days a bit. If I'm overwhelmed, just write it down on a post-it note and it's easier to keep track of what I have to do. I also have some photos that I've recently gotten developed from a point-and-shoot disposable camera. The film on this camera was actually incredibly expired. It was best used before 2007. It actually turned out really well. I'm really happy with the results. I do have a few favorite photos. I'm not showing you all of them because that's not really the point of this video, but it's on my table because I've been looking at them and enjoying them. I am planning on shooting a lot more on film. I've gotten a lot of point and shoot cameras that aren't disposable at thrift stores. I might do a camera collection video if you guys want to see that, but I also want to kind of collect some pictures I've taken on my different cameras to kind of show and compare and talk about my experiences with the different things. I also have some important papers lying around. I have gotten don't remember the word, but like a place to collect my important papers, and for that I needed a hole puncher, which I bought at the flea market. It's a really nice frog green. I actually think it kind of looks like a frog. It's metal, and the bottom part is also metal, which I really like. Most hole punchers have like a plastic bottom, and this is just, it's obvious to me that it's made a long time ago, where we just treated materials differently. And I think it's just incredibly charming compared to what you buy, like the bulky plastic black and white ones you buy at like the bookstore. So I was really happy I found this, because I actually really needed it for all of my important papers for now that I'm an adult who has bills and appointments and stuff. So I also have my computer on my table because I am indeed planning on studying today. I have a lecture tomorrow that I need to study for, and I have some material that I need to follow up on from previous lectures. Yeah, and I just do that on my laptop. It's on OneNote, and I've been using that since 2014. So it's been strange to return to it after a whole year of not writing notes, but I'm actually really happy to be learning again. It's really nice. I also have some random stuff on my table. I have painkillers, I have like small knitting samples, I have band-aids, and I have some earplugs. And this is just stuff that has ended up on my table. I also have some sweets that I got from my friend I mentioned before. They're from Sweden. It's an interesting color combination of yellow and purple. I also have a remote for my lamp. It is a specific type of lamp that my parents got me from IKEA, which changes colors if I click on the arrow. So it has like all the colors of the rainbow basically. I mostly use the neutral warm white setting, but if I'm in the mood for marine blue or magenta pink, I can have a party. So I do have a lot of fun with that. I've just generally always really wanted colored lights in my room, so I'm really happy with that. I'm also currently knitting a sweater. I have bought a whole bag of yellow kind of mustardy wool yarn recently, and I've just started knitting a sweater without any instructions, without a recipe. Again, that's just kind of how I do it. I've actually gotten pretty far, and I'm really happy with how it fits me at this point. It's a raglan that I've knitted from the top and down. I recently taught myself how to do that. I've also had my phone on the table because I've been playing the songs that I've been enjoying lately. The first one I've been listening to is Nadir by Tender. I've also been listening to Nevermore by Milk and Bone, as well as Siren by Overcoats and Habitual Love by OK Kaya. I've also really loved the soundtrack for So, which is a Netflix original, both the original soundtrack, which is by Dan Romer, and also the soundtrack. I've especially listened to Teach Me to Forget by the Radio Department. I think that was all for this little candid insight into what I'm doing on this lazy Sunday afternoon. I am planning on making broccoli soup and knitting and reading for tomorrow's lecture, and maybe working on the jewelry. Let me know if you like this format. I just looked around and I thought it was fun that I'd arranged things almost like a show and tell of what I'm currently doing, but it's just literally what's on my table. I've tried to make this very candid, like I didn't clean up too much beforehand. I have like a mess on here, so I hope you like that.